Welcome back to the channel. This is part 7, the engine test rig for E93A engine. This is it here in front of you, and I'm going to just take you through the various parts. I call this block the leak block because that's where I got it from, leak. The other parts are from a block that I bought in Wigan. The actual engine apparently was installed in a pickup truck in a field. The truck had disintegrated, but the engine and some of the other parts were up for sale. So I bought the engine along with the ancillaries and the radiator. So this is a E93A radiator from basically a pickup truck which has been refurbished. I got a place in Glasgow did that for me. Now the block I got from Wigan I couldn't use. When I stripped it all down, cleaned it all up, I found one of the cylinders was actually burst. It had been lined before, but it had burst through the lining and it burst through the main cylinder. So I guess it must have been frozen over the years. So it was basically unusable. So I scrapped that and used this block that I got from Leek. So some of the parts that came on the engine from Wigan, the block I threw away was the clutch and flywheel. They were there. A dynamo, which I've refurbished. A starter motor, which you saw in part 6, which I've now fitted to this engine. That hose I refurbished, but I had to buy that one brand new from Small Ford Spares because I just couldn't find a good quality one. Around this side, the distributor, the oil filler, the carburetor, the inlet and exhaust manifolds, the fuel pump, the pulley at the front, the chains, they were new as well. So putting all this together, I obviously bought a coil and I've done some wiring. You can see there it's a bit spaghetti, but it works. What it could really do with is an exhaust. So the controls I've rigged up here, we've got an on-off switch, and I put a light on it so that it reminds me that I've got the ignition switched on. Here we are, is the choke. This one here is the starter, pulls the starter, and this one here is connected as an accelerator. And I've also got a couple of 60-watt bulbs connected just to the dynamo. So the dynamo is not charging the battery, it's just going to light the bulbs. Radiator's full of water mixed with some antifreeze because this garage can get freezing. It's not leaking out. So like any other engine, to start it, we need ignition, the lights to remind me, as I said, you need choke, and then we need pull the starter and get some acceleration. And I can't do all that one, so I'm just going to put the camera down. Okay, so ignition on, some choke. Not enough choke. Very, very noisy and a bit smoky, so I've got the doors open. I've got a slight fuel leak as well, hence the bucket of water in the back. As you can see, there is a big gap in the test rig between the clutch, flywheel and the metal frame to the side of the battery. that space is for a gearbox. So I designed this test rig so you can actually put a gearbox on and test the gearbox as well. As you can see, I do have a spare gearbox. Don't know whether it works or not. Again, bought it from a guy up in Edinburgh. I think it's out of an Anglia or something else, so hopefully it fits. I'll have to buy some parts for it, strip it down, overhaul it, and that'll be another video in the future. If I was going to make some improvements, probably measurements, gauges, so oil pressure gauge, water temperature gauge, battery voltage, dynamo voltage, maybe dynamo current if that's easy to do. Engine speed definitely would be useful, and ultimately some sort of exhaust pipe and silencer on it, and so I can duct the exhaust outside. So those would be all the improvements I'd make. Probably think of some more as time goes by. Tidy up the wiring as well, put a decent wiring loom on it with using the conduit. As you can see here, I've actually got another block. I bought this block from a guy in Belfast off a prefect. I've not even checked it or anything at all, but it's maybe a project for the future. A box of some parts as well there. That's actually a Ford prefect radiator, but I guess it would do for the test rig. In this box there's a couple of sumps. I think there's a head and a crankshaft underneath, 4 flywheels, and I think that's a casing of a dynamo. And in this box there is an inlet exhaust manifold, an end cover, another head, a carburetor I think, crankshaft with flywheel connected and some con rods and a pulley, and another crankshaft. And then up here another block as well, which I've started to clean up, and it's actually got a camshaft in it with valve followers and valves as well, and I guess another 2 crankshafts. So I guess my ultimate intention is to take the engine out of my pickup truck, fix the second gear that's jumping out of second gear, put in this engine if it turns out to be okay, refurbish that engine that comes out the truck, and then I've got 2 more blocks to work on as well, and ultimately I'll be putting 1 or more of these engines up for sale. Well, thank you, and I'll see you in part 8.